Talk to me, man. Chris and the Paige and thing. What you saying?
Look, a lot of what needs to be said has been said, but I'll just say this. I think what we're watching Paige go through right now is the 5 stages of grief because nothing is making sense. And we're just like, why is she waffling? And we feel like we're also on the emotional roller coaster. And we're like, we didn't buy tickets for this. so free us, Paige. But I think what she's going through is the 5 stages of grief. And let me break it down. The 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and eventually acceptance. And it's not a linear process. So it sounds like it's one after the other, but it's really not a linear. You can go from denial to anger to bargaining to anger to denial, like before you eventually get to acceptance. Sometimes you never even get to acceptance. People get stuck in one of the stages. So let me explain by giving examples of what we've seen from Paige, and you guys can tell me if I'm off the cuckoo's nest or if I'm onto something. Denial. From the very first night that Chris said, I am not attracted to you, Paige refused to believe him. And he told her, I am spiritually attracted to you. We all know there is no such thing. She refused to believe him. You know, he told her, I don't want to take care of your dog. She said to him, you want me to take care of your outside kid, but you don't want to take care of my dog. Again, she knows, but refused to believe what he was telling her. Anger. We all saw the producer recording where she called the producer and was cussing out and saying she's going to expose him. She's going to do this. That was the anger. That was the anger. Bargaining. When we see her with her family, when we see her with a therapist and with her family last week, she said, if only he could get to know me, that he didn't even try. He didn't even know. That was the bargaining, because she felt like if he could just get to know me, maybe this could have worked out. And just to be clear, she's not grieving Chris. She's grieving her idea of marriage. I probably should have started with that. She's grieving her idea of marriage, and she's already said it. So what we're watching is someone going through the grieving process, and it's driving us nuts, but it's textbook, right? And then depression. Why me? And last week we were all like, what do you mean, why me? That's what it is. Why me? She's succumbing to a sadness, a sorrow. And she hasn't reached the point of acceptance. She always sounds like she has when she says it's not serving me anymore, da 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 da. That sounds more inclined with like how she's feeling angry, as opposed to like, I truly accept that this is over and it's time to move on. So we're gonna keep seeing her oscillate between each of these, stages of grief. And I don't know that we'll ever get to the point of acceptance, because she's letting go of a huge deal, right? She was taking on the role of breaking a generational curse. She was taking on the role of being a whole wife. There's so much that she's losing her image. She's being embarrassed. She's also being emotionally abused. So there's a lot she's grieving. So we're going to see her oscillate. And, that's just a breakdown of what I'm thinking that she's going through.
That was sick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't get a chance to do the pip pip pip. Do you know what I mean? Because it was a pip 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 moment. Like, yo, I never thought of it like that. And the fact that you brought that into the play, this is why the panel's here, baby. Right? For stuff like that makes you think different. Like, I never thought about that. Never thought about it. But the way you just broke it down, I see what you're saying. 100%. Appreciate that, Kenny. Thank you so much, man. That was awesome. Max, go for it.
Yeah, just taking in all the wisdom. Honestly, there's been a lot of good points. Just to offer a few other things. One of the things I believe Chris is struggling with is self-restraint. And we see it in how he communicates, right? He doesn't know when to stop. He doesn't know what is and isn't appropriate. The show will air on TV. He's on Instagram posting things. He's not able to stop himself. But that is not just in his discussion, right, and in his speech. It's also in his in his sex life. Because I don't know if you guys remember when they were at the bachelor party, and he was like, "Oh, are you guys gonna have sex? I don't think I'm gonna have sex." I think he even says, "Oh, I was fasting, but I was masturbating." And I said, "Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. If you're going to abstain, why did you have to masturbate? Why? So the thing is, even though he said, oh, I'm not going to pressure my wife, it's all down to her, if she wants to have sex, whatever, he comes into that marriage and he needs to offload. He wants to be sexually satisfied. Again, no self-restraint, because the truth is, he's articulated time and time again, he's not attracted to her. So he's accepting he used her. He used her for his own sexual satisfaction. That is what it is. And again, it's the lack of self-restraint, because other people, for example, will say, okay, if I'm not into her, let me at least respect her by not being intimate with her, right? But he's not able to do that because he wants to fulfill himself. Another thing about Chris is I think he's committed to the surface of things and how things appear. And so as soon as he didn't see her as pretty, his commitment level is regulated by that, right? By what he sees. So as soon as he didn't see her as pretty, the commitment went straight down. When he told the mum, oh, mum, it's not working out, she said, I'm not surprised. Remember, guys, he was a pastor. But I can imagine, as a pastor, especially in today's society, that's a beautiful thing, right? You've got all these women, all this attraction. You're a motivational speaker, some churches, let's be real. You've got a huge following. Now, when it gets down to, Pastor, I need someone to pray with me. Pastor, you need to visit hospital. Pastor, you need to, oh, no, I can't do it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm here for the service. I'm here for the speeches. I'm here for the clout. So for me, I feel like he just continues to commit just on the surface, because Pastor Cal says to him, hold on, you said you wanted to be a power couple. You said you wanted to work the room. Why? Because he wants perception. He wants you to know, guys, these are my life goals. When they went out for the basketball date and he's saying, oh, what's your year plan? Or what do you want to do with your life? And, when he brings Mercedes, everything is for show. Everything is surface with him. And I think his parents knew that, which is why I believe his dad gave Paige the advice of, oh, just have sex with him. Because I believe that they knew this guy cannot commit, so just keep him distracted and keep him fulfilled. And I think that is a real problem when your parents are your enablers. That's part of it. And also the fact that he didn't deal with his demons and deal with the things that he knew would hold him back. He's been engaged multiple times. So what, is this marriage supposed to solve it? Is coming on this show supposed to solve it? No. Deal with yourself before you make someone else deal with you. I mean, that's completely selfish. And the last thing I'll say is about what we've spoken about in terms of grieving, right? And Paige has spoken so many times about God speaking to her and so on and so forth, which, as a Christian, we can all accept God does speak to us. But to be in God's will and to be in alignment, you will also have God's perspective. And the way she's handling this situation is problematic because she's grieving something she should be celebrating. God has literally just been covering her. This is not a battle lost. This is a victory won. And if you can't see that, you're not in alignment.